Stay scheming. Okay, day 2. I'm gonna do some polishing on the wheel today, if I get around to it. What I'm gonna do right now is start working on is prepping the wheel. Bad news, the sauce drained out or something. I don't know where the hell it went. So wheel's still dirty. I'll have to clean it the old school way. I just didn't want to scrub it. That's why I went to all that effort. But that'll clean up. I'll do that off camera because it's boring. I might just spray it, soap it, and then I'm gonna scuff it. I'll film the scuffing, the shooting, and the other shit. So let me get on it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start wet sanding this barrel. See all this deep black kind of watermarky looking stuff. I tried hitting that with 800. That's way too. 800 was doing shit to it. So what I did is I ran down, got a package of like 300, 600, 800. I'm gonna hit it with 320, I think it is, and then work my way up. Just got some warm soapy water. Working in one direction, not going to apply too much pressure in it. Going to do the lip and then the flat surfaces after. You want to watch out for sharp corners because if you're sanding on it, you could burn through it. And this is going to just go down to aluminum anyway, so I'm not going to do any damage, but better safe than sorry, right? Way here, some spots like this face I had to hit it with that 150, 200 grit, and then what I did is I used that 320 grit that I got to just polish out the sanding marks at the 100 or 220 that brown sandpaper left back. So what you do is after you wet sand it, you want to just quickly dry it. That way you can see how there's still imperfections. This is the most important step because if you don't get those out now, when you start stepping up to higher grits like 800, 1,000, there's no way you're gonna get them out. So sand them right down until it's clean as you want it to be, and then then you have to polish up from that on above. So I'm gonna still hit it with the wet sand for 320, and I'll get back to you later. So that's final 320. I think I'm gonna leave it. I might have to touch up, I think, one spot here. But yeah, no, it's looking mint compared to the other one. Can't even see that. Yeah, I'm just going to jump straight to 600 because that 300 did good work. I'm not going to step into 400, so straight into 600. And I'm going to wet sand this. Right, 600's all done here. But I noticed it starts feeling a lot more smoother now. The 300 did most of the work with the scratch removal and stuff like that, so not too much scratches. You can see there, that's a good result of how it's turning out. Ignore the water, that's just a dirty runoff water that I'm using here. I use water with a little bit of dish soap in it just as a little bit of lubrication. So next step, we'll step on the next sandpaper. That was 800. Again, this thing's only taken me about 2 minutes of sand in between shots here. So after that first one, sanding, what we're doing is just making it smoother and smoother. So right now I'm skipping 1,000 grit. I'm going to just jump up to 1,200. So that's how it's looking like 800. I'm going to sand it and I'll show you how it looks like with 200 after. But how it looks like with 1,200. 1,200 after. 1,200, now we're moving on to 1,500. Final step, I could have stopped at 1,500. I'm going to just try for the best, shoot for 2,000. It's pretty spiffy. So this is how it looks like finished after 2,000. Super smooth. No sand marks in it. Not reflective yet. Yeah, you can see shadows in it. But what we're going to do is the polish is what's going to bring this more reflective and shinier to us. Shot of the lip here. So I'll show you what I'm going to use for polishing it. Right, so this is what I'm going to use for polishing. I'm going to just use some Mother's mag polish. Ignore the duct tape. I just got one of these drill mounted buffer wheels. They wanted to charge me like $8 for an arbor, the center bolting. So what I just did is, hell, I had nuts and washers and bolts kicking around, made that. And even the ones at the store stuck up past here. So these ones are just meant to be polished on the edge here. So this part will go into my drill. That's how you save $7 to $8 right there. Take two. Double nutted so this nut prevents this nut from backing out. Okay, that's coat one. The wheel should get a little bit black like this. It's the mother's polish. This is what happens when it reacts with aluminum. First pass, let's dress this up and see how it looks like here. A microfiber would work. I'm just using a shop rag. Y'all can see what I'm doing here. So just cleaning off any type of that extra residue that's left over here. See, it's all black. That's a compound doing its job. You asked me, that looks good for a single pass so far. I was mostly focusing on the step part of the lip, the actual lip surface, and this outer section more, because this face is gonna, most of this screw hole face is gonna be covered up by the bolts anyways, so not too concerned. Okay, that was a machine pass. I think I might make another pass by hand here. And if you could see the reflection, that bitch is polished. Okay, found a microfiber. What it is, that last pass I did with machine, this one I just did by hand. Got a microfiber, just gonna buff this out. That should be final for this. With this aluminum though, it's bare, so what will happen if you don't keep up with the maintenance of the polishing, let's say bi-weekly, it'll start to oxidize and start looking like how it used to be. So it just happens with this unfinished raw aluminum. So if you live in a warmer climate, it's fine. If you live it where it's rainy like me, you might have a problem. So what I'm gonna do is, I might just give these a clear coat. And we'll see if, because what I'm scared about with clear coat is me losing that reflectiveness in it. It's gonna stay shiny, but I want it to be mirrored like what I got going for me right now. So we'll just run a test and see what happens. As you can see though, you see a reflection in this thing. It's much better than what I thought it would be. This camera just, I'm using a point and shoot camera, so I see nice shadow. And here's contrast between the new one, well, the one I just polished, which is like new, and the previous one. It's not too bad, to be honest. So this is untouched, but you can see all the brown pitting-ish, especially in between the lugs, not the lugs, the wheel bolts. So I'm actually really happy how that turned out. Normally I don't spend time and effort into it, but this is just kind of a way to kill a Sunday for me. I'm happy. Alright, ignore what I just said. I put clear on there and I did lose that shine and it was getting really fisheye. So what I did is I took the rag and wiped everything down. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna just repolish this in the future, and then I'm gonna protect it with like a carnauba wax. And then that's, I guess, the type of maintenance I have to do. I guess it's the price with living with exposed polished aluminum wheels. Probably the best way, if you wanted a clear coat on this, you might just have to take it to like an automotive painter or somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Besides this aerosol stuff, you could probably try that 2K or 4K, what's it called, that clear coat with the thing on the can on the bottom, the hardener in the can. But that retail ass clear coat in a can just ain't gonna cut this stuff for me. I wasn't happy with it. Get rid of it now, and then I'm just gonna keep up with the maintenance of polishing it.